offer them the opportunity. I explain our program.
So we pride ourselves in preparing our students for life, not just basketball.
It's really real when I feel the way that I do right now. I see all my brothers underground, pushing up daisies. Man, it amazes me that you can't see where you're gonna be. A statistic, everybody's going cold ballistic. If you had a good day, damn, I must have missed it. Cause you're mad at the universe. Go to hell with everybody else, cause you want your own first. I got the urge to let you in on a little secret, but you keep dying if you keep it. All the killing that you're feeling is from...
You're watching Bottom Line Sports, and I'm host Eddie Anderson. Thanks for however you may be listening or watching today's show. The opinions and views of this show are solely Bottom Line Sports and not of Focus Springfield Television. If you have some concerns or some ideas for the show, you can contact us on social media at Instagram, username Bottom Line Sports, and also on Facebook, facebook.com/Bottom Line Sports. Today we have Springfield Public School Sports Hall of Fame inductees Rick Wallace, George Blake, and Art Robinson. Hello, fellas. How y'all doing today?
How you doing, Mr. Anderson?
So happy to have y'all here. We're here to talk about the era of basketball during your times, which was the early or mid 70s. Correct. All right. And we want to talk about the play, the type of basketball it was. We want to talk about all that. And then we want to talk a little bit about today's basketball players and the scene that we have here in Springfield. So I'd like to start with you, Mr. Wallace. A couple questions here. I got some questions from social media that folks called in and asked me, or actually wrote in and asked me to ask you a couple of questions. I want you to tell, they said they would like for you to tell us about the era in which you played the game of basketball in high school. Start a little bit with that, and feel free to interject, fellas, as you may.
In the mid '70s, we had a pretty good team. Our rivalries was Commerce. The basic rivalry was Commerce. You know, Classical, Putnam, they were in there, but the real games was Commerce and Tech.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you guys say about some of the era in high school at that time?
I'd say during that time, basketball was really good at the time. There was a lot of good teams: Putnam, Commerce, Cathedral, Chicopee, Cobb, all those. I mean, everyone had height to it. That was another thing back then. There was a lot of height. The teams were pretty deep, man. You know, and the rivalries, what made it was inner city rivalries made it good because it was the bragging rights of within your city. You know what I mean? That was the whole thing. We all won most of the time, but it was like if you didn't win a lot, if you beat one of us, you beat Tech, Commerce, Classical, anybody at that time, your season was successful. So I mean, it was a good time.
What do you say about that, Spank?
I think what stands out to me most during those times was we had a genuine dislike for one another. What I think has watered that down now is the AAU programs, whereas the kids in the city now, they go to different high schools, but then in the summertime, they play together. So then when they come back to play against each other, they're friends. We weren't friends.
That's right.
You know what I mean? We saw each other at parties. We didn't fight, but we didn't. Yo, what's up, Artie? We didn't do that.
We knew you were on the other team.
Yeah, so we were going at it. So that's why it's always that intense rivalry. You know, he knocked me down and like, yo, there wasn't none that picked me up. It's like, yo, get up, man. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
And so it's very important. I think that just my humble opinion is that AAU, I'm sure it has its benefits. But I think that's also taken away from the intenseness of the rivalries.
And I'd like to add something to that. I also think what's happening with competition now, that theory they have now that everyone gets a trophy, and that it's more like now they have this thing where no matter what place you take, everyone gets a trophy because they don't want kids to feel bad and all that. And I find that to be garbage. I think it takes competition out of sports. You know what I mean? If everyone gets a trophy, that's crazy. We play for the trophies, the jackets,
right,
and and stuff like that. And I don't think everyone should get a trophy. You if you don't get a trophy this year, you practice, you come back the following season, and you try to do better and you try to win that. That made for great competition.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. So, Rick, coming back to you. Tell us why you were very competitive in the game of basketball and how it made you a better player.
Well, I learned how to play. My cousin taught me how to play. And he taught me to always play with older guys. I used to play with all the older guys. And they want to make me go down to the other end of the court. We be playing rebounds or something. And I wasn't tall as them, so I just wait till the ball bounced to me. And I get it, I'll make a basket. And I go to the foul line, and I might make 10 in a row. And they always go down there and play with the guys your age. But that's what I used to do. Play with older guys.
How did it work for you? How did it work out for you, Spank?
I think what drove me, and forgive me if I'm not getting your question right. What drove me is very, very competitive. I didn't like to lose. Those of these guys, they know that I was famous, notorious for doing this on the court.
Gary Payton before your time.
I would go. You know what I mean? Because guess what? When I played with passion.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was really, Clausel, God bless it, God rest his soul. Clausel and I used to come like to blows, and talk about each other's mothers and all of that about basketball. It's just basketball. Yeah, no, I never would do that. Right?
Yeah,
But it was very, for me, it was very intense. But you know what? I loved it.
Right.
Because it drove me. You know what I mean? It drove me. I was excited. Couldn't wait to get to the Civic Center at night. We play. They play at 7. We play at 8. Everybody's going to be there.
Right.
And guess what?
Let's get
I'm
it
gonna
on.
go hard.
Let's get it on.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna let this dude embarrass. He might embarrass me, but guess what? He knocked me down. I'm like, yo, you a punk. You know what I mean? I'm gonna, it's just
You're gonna be
very
competitive.
driven, man.
Right.
Very driven.
Intense competition. Me personally, I was a football player initially. That's my first sport, was football. I ran across Clausel and those guys, and my grandmother sent me to Dunbar, and I was tall, and it was like, you on the team.
Yep,
And,
that's how it goes.
That's how it started.
That's how it goes.
And again, like Spank said, I was a very competitive person, and I always believed in playing hard. And it was great competition back then, man. I mean, it was great competition. And the thing about it, there was a spirit within the city, athletically.
Yeah.
It was the spirit, man.
That's facts.
You want to be a part of it. You know, what I mean? I seen the rivalries, the spirit, the games. It was just like, yo, I want to be a part of this.
Exactly.
And then you go practice. See the difference? I think in kids today, they don't practice. We practice.
Right.
We didn't have video games back then.
We go to
That's true,
practice,
too.
then leave practice and still go ball.
And go ball.
Go ball.
That's right.
Okay.
But listen, let me ask you this. But you mentioned football, right? Is that like they didn't have those back in the day? But is that where like your ability for flagrant fouls? Is that where that came in? I'm just asking. I didn't know if that was it or not. Would you share on that?
Yes, I'll share on that.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think I was a very physical player at times. That's what we call it. I wasn't a henchman. I wasn't a guy with no talent just to beat people up.
Well, I'll tell you
I'll
what.
say I was very
I'm going to save you on that because we're going to get to that part. Spanky.
Yes, sir.
Question for you. Folks want to know, what position did you play and how would you say you contributed to the success of your teams? I think this is an easy one.
That's a great question. How much time we got?
Yeah, I know.
No, really. I play point guard.
Right.
Because, and now we're talking about at Tech.
That's right.
Okay. Well, I had the best two guard in this that I know.
That's right.
So of course I'm going to play point. So I contributed. My ball handling was top notch.
Okay.
I was a defensive player, and I was a great passer.
Okay.
I was
Seen
a
the
great
floor.
passer, absolutely, and
Okay.
I break presses. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that we did back then. Watch it. We did back then. We pressed all the time.
Yeah.
We went 94 feet, and we
Okay.
pressed. And so you as a point guard, you had to be able to break a press.
That's right.
Because they didn't do that. Like, you know how they do now, press, break, press. But we didn't do that.
No.
Like, yo, take it out, move. And him and
I'll find you.
Yeah,
That's
let's
right.
go. Just move. Get out the way. We tell them guys, get out the way. And we'll
Everything's
break it
drawn
down.
up now.
So yeah, that's what I contributed.
So Rick, same question to you. What position did you play and how did you feel it contributed to the success of your teams?
I played the two most of the time because he was at the one, and what I really enjoyed playing with him was like if I got a rebound and I kicked it to him on the wing, and I feel the lane behind him, and he's coming down the middle, and I would just yell left or right.
You know it would be coming.
And he just gonna toss it up there, and I'm gonna go get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were quite a little pair together.
I'm gonna go get it and finish.
Good to know. Art, same question for you.
I played forward. I played center. I mean, I contributed to my team. I got all the rebounds. I played all the defense.
Very essential.
Okay, I got all the rebounds, played all the defense, and then I ran the floor. You know what I'm saying? And I got all my points on my own. They never passed. I played with guys. They never passed me the ball for 2 years. real, but I made all Western Mass on stage. Let me tell you a funny story. Another guy on my team could jump out the gym, right? But he never made all Western Mass or anything because he would be in the corner yelling for the ball. I would tell him, I said, they ain't passed you the ball since 10-12.
Right. So
Not
what
gonna
makes
do
you
it.
think you're getting it now?
Not
He
going to do
wasn't
it.
smart enough. He wanted to shoot the jumper at me. I go, they're going to miss eventually, and I'm going to go get it. That was my whole game. When they shoot it, I know they're going to miss at some point. I go get it, lay it back in, and I'd average a lot of points and get a lot of rebounds. So that's
Absolutely.
how I made all Western Mass on stage.
Absolutely.
Okay, real quick, this question is for Artie Robinson, and we're going to tie it up. I need you to give me this in about a minute. Okay, the question is, Art, what was it like playing against the bigs, going back to what Spanky was talking about? What was it like going against the bigs in your era, and what was the mentality at that time? 1 minute.
When I was in 10th grade, it was crazy because this gentleman here, Rick Wallace, was the king of the city, and he had this guy at the point guard, and he used to have a day was the dynamic duo. And it was crazy because, they were the benchmark. This guy here was like, the play against him was always exciting, you know what I'm saying? And fearful at the same time, you know what I mean? But it was just a great time, man, and competitive. You guys were competitive.
Thank you. And again, stay with us here on Bottom Line Sports Show. Don't change that dial.
To help raise awareness to the rising obesity rate amongst our youth, CYOD Fitness presents a 2-game elimination basketball tournament held at the MLK Center located on 3 Rutland Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. Games begin Saturday, December 2nd, 2017 for girls and women, and Sunday, December 3rd, 2017 for boys and men. First place cash prize, $500. General admission at the door is $1 to view the game. Refreshments will be sold.
Greetings! Hi, this is Jaslinda here over at Garden of Eden. And I am here to present to you cold pressed organic fresh juice. So we will be having a variety of different ones, but right here specifically we have cantaloupe juice, and then we have our sweet tart juice.